Jeremy here with BleepinJeep. Ever had a bolt hole that you stripped out, but you still had to put a bolt in that hole to hold it on? Well, today we're going to tell you how to fix that. Okay, everyone. This is why you need to rethread a hole when it strips out. Because like we're just talking about, you've got a 6mm thread here, and this is probably a 10 or a 12mm thread. That's an 8. So if you've got a stripped out bolt hole, why can't you just drill it larger and put a larger bolt in there? Well, in a knuckle, it'd be really hard because then you'd have one bolt bigger than the other. And if you ever had to take hub on and off, you have to make sure you line it all up. But you'd have to drill out the knuckle hole even larger to get it in there. So you wouldn't want to do that. And then you'd still, if your bolt was okay, you'd want to reuse the same bolt because it'd be the right length, the whole thing. Same thing here. So say this is on the engine block because this is a power steering pump. You had a bracket right here and it runs over to another accessory or anything like that. Well, you'd have to drill this out and put a bigger bolt in there. You'd have to drill out the bracket itself on the engine. And I don't think you'd ever want to do that. Now, there might be a certain case where you're like, let's just make it larger and things like that. But traditionally, you wouldn't. You would just want to repair the hole, and this is how you would do it. So we have rigged up a homemade, stripped out 6mm bolt so that you can kind of understand what we're dealing with here. So here, we have a 6mm bolt. We have a hole, and we have drilled this out and tapped it. Then we cranked down on it hard enough that it ripped the threads out, just like could happen in a normal situation. And there it goes. It continues to spin. So this could happen on your intake bolt, your oil pan bolt, valve cover, transmission pan, diff cover on the front of an axle. All kinds of scenarios. You could actually rip out the threads because your buddy cross-threaded it, or you cross-threaded it, or the guy before you, like a brake caliper bolt. You pull a brake caliper bolt out several times, changing your brakes over the life of a vehicle. So it's really easy to cross-thread one in there and tear the threads up, and then you go to cinch it down and you just pull the rest of the threads out. So this happens, and then what do? I mean, do you throw the whole engine away? Do you throw the whole axle or the whole knuckle? No, you got to repair the threads. So what we're going to do today is we're going to take this helicoil kit. It has repair threads here. And what you do is you drill this out to whatever size they recommend for your tap. So we're going to drill this out. We're going to re-tap the hole. And then we're going to add these helicoil kits right back down in that hole. And then it'll repair the thread so we can put a factory 6mm bolt back in the hole. Depending on your application and how long your bolt actually is, you always want to have at least 4 threads in any bolt. Apparently, once you get 4 threads in a bolt, that's about as strong as it's ever going to be, because traditionally those 4 threads is about the width of the bolt, which is about as strong as it's going to be. So here you can see there's about 6 threads, 7 threads there. So if you put this in, but your bolt needed to go down this far, when we get to the end of this and it's all done, you'll snap that little piece off there. But that little guy fits on this special tool they give you right here. It fits right on there, and that's what helps screw all this together right here like so. And it locks down, and that's what makes it screw in. So now it holds it, and what helps screw it right in the hole when you're done. This tap here on the side of the tap, it says to drill the hole to 1/4 inch. So that's what we're going to do. Aluminum is very soft. As you can tell, drilling that was really easy. Well, that's the problem with aluminum. You mess up a thread, or if it gets any corrosion on it or seized up at all, you'll just rip the threads right out of the hole. So therefore, you got to fix it. Like you replace the thermostat on your intake, on your radiator's cooling system, you replace it, and then you mess the bolt up. Well, do you buy a whole new intake and put on there? No, you just fix it like this. So there's that. We got that ready. We're going to take this right here. So traditionally, you would use a little cutting oil on that, especially if it was steel. In this case, it's aluminum, so it's going to be really simple to tap. So we're just going to tap it here. You want to make sure you're really square, and you line it up and take your time. And if you get right here and it's crooked, just go ahead and straighten it up, because now's the time to do it. And you just go ahead and go along. If you're doing steel, you're going to want to back up every now and again. And it helps cut the threads out, and as you go along. With aluminum, it's not a big deal. It's so soft it'll go through, but With steel, you just back it up. You see how it binds up a touch? And you just cut that extra, I guess, thread that's in there out. I don't know the piece that's in there. I don't really know how you describe it, but by doing that, it makes life really easy. So you go about halfway around, you back it up, you go halfway around, and it's no big deal. You just keep doing that all the way through, and you'll get through. If you try to force the tap, this is a hardened, really hardened piece of steel. It will snap, and you'll have a real bad day, and then you'll be crying and calling everybody you know, asking them how to fix it. So, like so. Here it is. Then we will install the new thread. And I've seen plenty of people put Loctite on these over the years, and I don't know the right or wrong way to do that, to be completely honest with you. There we go, folks. So, and if your hole is going to be a through hole, in my opinion, you don't want to go crazy with the tap. You want to get it in there, get it, if you noticed, I didn't go all the way down on the tap threads. I just went down far enough to get it started and get it going. You want these threads to get tight in there, like so. But if you had a hole and it was going to bottom out, it'd be no problem. So now we have brand new threads. Take our new bolt. They're going to go right back down into the threads. And we're going to crank it down. Now you see how it stopped right there? If for some reason that was the perfect length of what you needed it to do, that would be great. But what they say to do is reach down in there now with a small screwdriver or punch and break off the little bitty tab that's at the very bottom. That's how you get this little piece gone right here. You'd reach down in there because it's all in the threads now, so it's all held. You snap that off. It says it in the instructions. See that little cut? That's where it's designed to break off at. So you'd tap that little piece off, and then your bolt will go all the way through, and we'll do that right now. Look at that. It's gone. Just had to have something small enough to fit in there. Now, like I said, you could do this on your flywheel, your brake calipers, transmission pan, valve covers, intake manifold, all kinds of reasons why you need to do that. It's never a good day when you have to bust out the helicoil kit. Super tight. So, and just a few minutes ago that was stripped out and didn't have any threads in it, and now it's repaired and ready for the rest of its life, whatever that may be. But hopefully you don't ever have to deal with this, but when you do, there's always a fix. Alright guys, thanks for watching the video. As you can tell right here, we fixed this up, even though it's just a little dummy bracket that we made. If you like this video, hit the subscribe button, hit the like, comment below with any cool tools that you may have, helicoils or anything like that, and then check in the description and we'll put a link to these helicoils.